Kehlani, who dropped their new project called It Was Good Until It Wasn't. What'd you think about this, man?
First and foremost, man, I do not like that title. I don't know if you heard, there was some controversy about, Drake was the one that helped Kehlani come up with the title. I don't think the title is tight, so I don't even think there should have been controversy for who came up with the title. But anyway.
Wait, hold on. You don't like the title? Like, what do you think? What's wrong with it? You think it's dumb? Or I don't understand.
It's like, okay. You look at the title and you're like, okay. So what are you trying to accomplish? It was good until it wasn't.
Bro, come on, man. We've seen worse. Is it really that big a deal to call out that it was bad? We've seen Gucci Man come out with countless bad title covers, title art, whatever, and nobody says anything.
Yeah, but Kehlani, Kehlani, I had higher expectations for Kehlani. I have higher expectations. Like it was good until it wasn't. It screams out plain, brother. It screams out mundane.
I feel you until you listen to the music, but nonetheless,
her previous album was a good title, right?
What was it called?
Her previous album,
Sounds something crap.
I believe that crazy something. Crazy Love something.
I'm pulling this up. Oh, that's what it's called?
What is it called? Crazy...
Sweet Sexy Savage?
There you go. Sweet Sexy Savage. Now,
no, she had a song called Crazy. That's what it was.
Isn't that a sick-ass title?
I like it.
That's
a
sick-ass title.
You know what this new album, and so I'll definitely let you have the floor, but this album title reminds me of Nothing Was the Same.
Go ahead. So that's why Drake, I have no doubt in my mind Drake came up with that title, because it sounds just like that. Nothing was the same. But anyway.
Carry on.
That's another bad title, by the way. But, Kehlani is such an interesting figure. It's more than just the music for Kehlani. It's us caring about her personal life. And we all know she went through a whole back and forth with YG. They're no longer together. And you knew they had a tumultuous relationship. I wasn't a fly on the wall in the relationship, but I can just tell, just based off of reports that came out and stuff that Kehlani came out and said. So this album, she's never going to tell you that it's about YG, but it's so clear and obvious about YG. She got songs like Toxic, where they're like, I hate your guts, but at the same time, you got good D, blah, 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 blah. Effing MU, stuff like that, where she's really open, whatever the case may be. I don't like to get into the gossip part of people's life. But what I will say is that the way that she straddles the line between romantic and deranged on this album is fantastic. She is capable of getting in her feelings, but then she's capable of getting erratic. It's crazy, right? It's almost like listening to Ron Artest rap or sing. the level of bipolarness that you get on this album. And the thing is this. Ladies are going to all defend her. I get it. Ladies going to be like, yo, Kehlani, she's just a girl. She's going through the emotions. No, that is bipolar behavior by Kehlani on an album. And I love it. It's beautiful.
Yo, she called on one of the most bipolar of them all, Jhené Aiko, but carry on this album.
Yeah, Jhené Aiko's troubled.
You want to talk about deranged? Jhené Aiko, she legit has issues. I feel mentally. Yeah. Doesn't it feel that way? But
Jhené, see, I feel like I could date Kehlani and everything would be okay as long as we don't touch certain soft spots. We'll be okay. I feel like Jhené Aiko will actually get mad at something that she was not going to get mad at earlier.
Bro, yo, I feel like with Janae Aiko, I don't even feel comfortable going to sleep around her. That's how bad this is. It's like, yo, am I gonna wake up alive?
Like my main man T-Pain said, "Wake up dead."
Bro, that's got to be a real thing. But I
ain't trying to wake up dead.
Hey, carry on.
But anyway, yeah, you know, Kehlani, the music. But here's the thing: you can be bipolar, you can be troubled, you can be crazy in love, you can be whatever the hell you want to be. Is the music good? And I think Kehlani makes beautiful R&B music. Her melodies are on point. Her singing, which I think she's a very underrated singer. I don't think people give her enough credit for her ability to reach certain notes and, you know, hit us with certain styles of singing that is amazing. Her singing is great, and just her urgency in every single song that she makes is so appealing to listen to. You don't even have to be a fan of music to enjoy it. So all in all, I think it was good until it wasn't. Very, very good album. Bad album title. Overall grade, I give it about a B. Borderline B+.
Okay. I'm not mad at that review, man. Although I really just don't think the album title was as bad as you're making it seem. But hey, art is up for interpretation, man. Hey, who knows? I'm curious. I'm curious if people feel the way you feel. But well, not about the music, but about the album title. But whatever. That's a solid review, man. I think you were actually on point with majority of the stuff that you said, because I really feel like Kehlani showed her entire self on this project. Like, obviously, I don't know her personally. And, you know, that's the whole thing with music, right? We don't know these artists personally. So the idea is, as a fan, as just somebody who's consuming the music, how authentic does it sound, right? Now, I'll tell you one thing, when I listen to 6ix9ine, everything sounds fake. I'm just telling you. I don't believe anything because I know it's not true. I know majority is not true. But again, that's besides the point. With Kehlani, though, man, you're right, man. She had the relationship with YG, which was well documented, right? Matter of fact, YG came out with a new song. We'll talk about that later, I believe, right?
Yep. Yes, we will.
Overall, this album just really came across like she had a lot of growth within herself. So I think I heard you say that. I'm not sure if you did, but if you didn't, that was my biggest takeaway with this album. From especially comparing this one to the last one. And I know you talked about her last, I guess, full-length album, which you're right. It's called we just talked about it.
Sweet Sexy Savage.
Sweet Sexy Savage, but do not forget about While We Wait. That EP that came out. I don't know.
That was great. That EP was great.
That was a great project. Like, I'll be honest, that was the project where I said, whoa, Kehlani makes music that's really good like this. I had no idea. I always knew, I knew who she was. I knew she could sing. I knew she was this newer artist out of, I believe she's from LA, somewhere around there.
Bay Area.
Okay. Bay Area, there you go. But that was the one that really got my attention, was that While We Wait. Nonetheless, she has some really good songs on this project, man. This new, it was good until it wasn't project. You start talking about Can I, which was the second song on this project, which has Tory Lanez on it. Not a great song, but I do like the back and forth concept that they have on this project. Of course, it starts out with Toxic, like you said. You didn't really, I don't remember you loving this song when we talked about this on a couple episodes ago. Remember, we actually discussed this a little bit. Remember? We talked about Toxic and you were like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it like that. I'm wondering, did it fit better because you heard the whole album, or do you not think the song is that good?
It definitely fit better with the whole album, with the theme of the album. It definitely did. You know, and that's, I always say it. It's like, you know, when a song like that comes out, I think it would fit better, which, by the way, with the YG song that we're about to talk about, I think that would sound better on a full-length album. than it would as a single. So I didn't appreciate Toxic as a single, but definitely in the grand scheme of the album, hell yeah, that thing fit.
Okay, yeah. So I was just very curious in how they led off the album with Toxic, but hey, nonetheless, I think that's still a really good song. And like I said, majority of the songs on here are just really good, man. Like, she's one of those artists that just make really, really good to great music. It's really hard to say that any one of her songs are not good.
She doesn't have a single bad song on her.
Like how, if anybody ever opens their mouth and says Kehlani makes bad music, I would question their musical acumen. I really would. And I don't even say that word, acumen, right behind musical. But for Kehlani specifically, if you ever say her music is not good, I'm like, bro, what are you listening to? What do you think is good at that point? But I digress. This album is good, man. I will say, I will. Okay, go ahead. I just want to, before you ask the question, I just want to highlight a couple songs that I think is really, that's some of the best. The song with Lucky Day.
Yeah.
Can You Blame Me? I thought was fire. What else? Not Belong to. Everybody's Business. I think you talked about that. Really, really good. And the song right after the Lucky Day one, man, Grieving with James Blake. Those are some of my favorite ones on the project. But
okay, I mean, there's like I was saying, it's not a single bad song on that project. I think we can all have different top fives, but we can all agree that they're all good songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, I like F and MU. I like that song. It's short, but I like it. I like the Tory Lanez joint. Yep. I like Everybody's Business. You know, I even like the joint with Janae Aiko. Can you imagine the two have linked up for a song? Oh my God, every man in the world go hide under the bed. But I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
On 1 to 10 scale, how uncomfortable as a man did you feel listening to this album? Because I will tell you right now, I felt uncomfortable, a level of uncomfortable listening to it as a man. So it's funny because the female R&B artists, they make men feel uncomfortable for various different reasons, right?
Yeah.
Like Summer Walker makes you feel uncomfortable because she comes across as somebody that would shoot you. Janae also comes across as somebody that would shoot you too, by the way.
No. Janae, I feel like Janae will stab you.
Okay.
Like, she's more passionate.
Torture you?
Yeah, like she's like the passionate lover. Like, you know, like she wants to torture you and anyway, go ahead.
And then you got Megan Thee Stallion. It seems like she wants to dominate you and slap the hell out of you and punch you in your face. I felt uncomfortable with Kehlani because I felt like she was hollering at me throughout that whole album. She was buttering you up, right? She had some like nice little sweet talking in there. She was slick with the words. She's mad slick. Like she'll hit you with, like, for instance, on F and MU, she talks about purposely making her man mad just so they can have some good loving. Like, bruh, what? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I cannot imagine. Another thing she said. Now, first off, that's a good observation because one of the other things that I observed, and I forget the name of the song, but she dove into, and she's never hit this, but like she dove into her sexuality, right? Like, and how she likes men and women. On one of the songs, she was like, I feel like I want to give you my last name. She was talking about, I was hollering at, like, she was talking about a relationship she had with a girl that she wants to wife up so bad, talking about, I want to give you my last name. I'm like, bro, I've never heard a woman say that ever.
Kehlani is a player.
Never heard that before.
See, watch my mouth. Player. What movie is that? Man. What movie is that? It's a black movie.
Oh, that's Friday.
Read my lips. Player.
That's Chris Tucker.
Chris.
I would say it's either
Friday or Money Talks.
I was about to say it's either Friday or Money Talks. Either one. I think he said it in both, actually.
Oh, man.
Let's move on though, man, because I think the project was good. I don't know if I graded it, but I give it a B. A B.
Okay, fair. All right. Our